Morning. So started day 2. It's about 7:30 in the morning. I slept like a log, so certainly low single digits. 6 degrees is what the ranger said was expected. I reckon it's colder than that, so it's key thing is it's kind of plenty of blue sky there up over Cradle. Oh, here it comes. So there were 4 people here last night. 2 of them decided to take off just before sunset and head up the top of the ridge, so they could all on our own this morning. Get Scott-Kilvert Hut all to ourselves. Some breakfast and then work out which way we're going to head back. Huge hut. Just imagine what it's like with 20-30 people in here snoring their heads off. Views out to the lake or views out to Cradle. Especially when the fire's going, this place would be super comfy. I do wonder how many people have fallen down these steps. Time for breakfast. Right, well, just giving the hut a quick sweep. Find it. Leave it as you find it, as they say. So, time to head for home. We're just going to go back the way we came. So we had toyed with continuing on this track and meeting up with the Overland and then coming back via Kitchen Hut, Marions Lookout. Take the easy route, either directly over Hansons Peak or back around Twisted Lakes again. Bit of a slow start, it's nearly 10 o'clock. But we know what we're in for in terms of terrain, track, so it'll be a lot easier today with that knowledge. Not so much of a guess as it was yesterday, not knowing where the hut was. But we know the car's just over that hill. Can see it from the real ranger hut. So I'm very glad that we pulled the pin on the attempt last week, because it was cold last night, so I can't imagine what it would have been like here last weekend when it was snowing. I was snug as a bug in a rug, but wifey was complaining that she was bitterly cold last night. So I'm really happy the way all my gear's shaping up. Now that we're starting to do more overnighters. Warm, I can keep dry. Just my only concern is food. Backcountry, ugh, no more of those. And we tried the gourmet what's it called, gourmet food or whatever it is, the alternate to backcountry. That's just as filthy. It's like a beef bourguignon. So I'm kind of stuck with food. I don't know what to do aside from pasta. This is Lake Rodway. Good spot for a swim on a warmer day. Not today. So we'll just Cradle Mountains. Good day to summit today because it's reasonably clear. Cloud just drifting by quickly, so we can just take our time up to that little ranger emergency hut. That's where we'll have our first serious rest break. So it's quite surprising that you don't find that much on YouTube, at least, of this walk to Scott-Kilvert Hut, because it's a great overnight walk, one day there, one day back, and the scenery, it's just spectacular. You don't often see the backside of Cradle Mountain. On a clear day too, so it's well worth the effort, and it's not really physically demanding. It's not particularly long, so it's just a nice easy day walk. Look at the views.
Mind blowing.
So just passing by Flynn's Tarn. I can only imagine that those little fish we saw up the hill in the creek must have somehow just made their way from here upwards over time. Pretty little tadpoles in there. They were definitely fish. Stripy kind of spotty sides, not frogs turning into fish. Though I'm no fisherman. How about that, mate? We've got it all to ourselves. It really does have a different feel today, because we can see where we've actually got to get to. I guess it helps that we're fresh, rested, food in the stomach. You know, it's all uphill. Well, 45 minutes for the keen, but for us probably an hour 15 maybe. Hour and a half, depending on. There's that pond. There, the fish. Look. Kind of like vertical dark fish stripes all the way along. It's about, so you're getting up to 10 centimetre long. A couple of them there, and a few little babies. We'll Google that when we get home. But yeah, we can see where we're going, so we know it's that psychological aspect. Just got to get to that little gully next to Windorf's Tower. It's kind of there. in the distance, and that's the hard part for today. Done. Certainly warmer than yesterday, so I've taken the thermals off. Top and bottom, so I'll even take my pants, the lower part of my pants off shortly too. Like I was saying, it's just odd that there's not that much footage of people doing the Scott-Kilvert Hut walk. The odd little drib and drab here or there, but nothing like we're showing here, which is odd because this is a really good little day walk or overnight. Day walk's a bit of a stretch. There's another sign, so it's 6 hours return from Dove Lake to Lake Rodway. You'd be moving to do a 6 hour return, not really taking it in. What's the point? Do it as an overnighter and you get to savour this. There's that little gully up centre of screen, that's where we're headed. We've really just got to get up this immediate little pinch in front of us, and then it's easy walking. Plenty of boardwalk, duck board. Wifey's going gangbusters today. I think she must have had a double serving of porridge. You really are a million miles away from anywhere. What feels like it. Surrounded by the, what do you call that? The Cradle massif. I don't know. It's that big chunk of Cradle Mountain. And there's other peaks around there, the other side of Lake Rodway. Secluded little private valley. Hikers only, I guess you could say. So our first little break here on the climb up from Lake Rodway, which you can see just down there in the distance. So taking us a half hour, I guess. We're not that far from that little dip over there. Just shows you the grandeur of this place. It's just, you feel very small when you're surrounded by these huge mountains. It really is one of those places you just want to pitch a tent, sit in a chair and just look. Do nothing all day but just look at the scenery. Just past a couple of young German ladies don't know what it is with the Germans, they just seem to flock to this place. Doing a day walk. It's just little day packs, t-shirt, joggers. They got some get up and go to them. You got to admire that. Right, so we're up on the plateau of sorts. I'm saying goodbye to the Scott-Kilvert Hut Valley. Definitely coming back here, even just to do that loop where you continue on through Scott-Kilvert and up to the Overland. That'd be a good 2-day overnighter as well. Just back here at the artist pool. You just imagine some little arty-farty person painting this kind of scene, or it's one of those classic Cradle Mountain shots. Trees upon the hills. Now they're up the top part of this track, so there's going to be a bit more these boardwalk duck tank type sections. Much easier going. Do need to be careful though. Noticed that yesterday when they've got steps in them, because your head's looking up at the scenery and then all of a sudden there's a step that you don't see. Like that. So Marions lookout has just come into view. A chock-a-block full of people. Which means our little ranger hut is just around the corner here.
We made it, mate.
Woohoo! Lunchtime.
Come in. G'day. Take a load off. Just having a bite to eat. What are you making us for today, Dave?
Pasta carbonara.
Yum. The chef of the house.
Okay, so we just had our lunch break. And a rest at the little emergency hut there. Now we're heading back. So back via Twisted Lakes Track. Rather than up and over, we'll take the long way. It's nice and warm in the, just right in the sun. Not too hot, not too cold. So it should be a quick, much quicker than yesterday. It's all downhill pretty much to the lake. Last chance, mate. Quick and easy or long and slog? Long and slog it is. It's a pretty little spot, these Twisted Lakes. Lots of little day trippers having their lunch. Coming across a bit more. warming up. Basically just got one more down, one more up. Then we're back on the main Hanson track. Almost there.
Really?
Five more metres. Then we are off the twisted Lake Track. First time we tried it, it beat us. Simply said. Second time, the downwell nearly killed us. Due to the weather. Third time, this weekend, we did it. You little bugger. Woohoo! Gee, it's a good track. It's like a goat track in some spots. A wild goat track. Muddy, hilly, tree roots, rocks, cliffs. Throws everything at you. Well done, mate.
I need sunscreen on.
2.5 hours of... Yeah. All downhill from here to the car. So let's just sum up this walk now that we're just on the final downhill stretch back to the trusty car park where we can see our little car. So from an enjoyment point of view, well worth it. It's a cracking walk. I think doing it as a day walk is just stupid. It's too far. But as a 2-day overnighter, one night at Scott-Kilvert, yeah, absolutely spectacular walk there, particularly past the face track. I'd probably go over Hansons Peak rather than Twisted Lakes Track because that's a bit of a mongrel walk. If you haven't done it, I'd do it. But Hansons Peak's obviously the easier way to go. Overnight, Scott-Kilvert. Yeah, it's a good little hut. Plenty of room. No tent platforms, but anyway. So from a difficulty point of view, if you're fit and eager, maybe 5 or 6. From an enjoyment point of view, it's right up there, maybe an 8 or a 9. Because it is just rewarding being able to track that, you know, it's given you issues in the past, take it on and beat it. So if you're thinking of coming and doing it, Scott-Kilvert, go do it. So there's only 2 people there last night who slept in the hut. That was Sunday night, so that's probably the way to go. Weekends, Friday, Saturday night, you're probably going to get a lot of extra people there. So if you want peace and quiet during a Monday through Thursday, I reckon, or get up and close and personal to people. So it's well worth it. It's been a good 2 days. Helping us prepare for the big Overland Track in about 3-4 weeks.